My beloved child, pause right where you are. Before you move forward, before you reach for another option, before your thoughts spiral into confusion or your heart races with anxiety, I want you to lift your eyes and look at me. Not just a passing glance, not a moment of obligation. I want your full attention. I see that you're surrounded by noise and demands, by questions without resolution, by people expecting things from you that you're too tired to give. You've been trying to be strong, trying to appear like you've got it all together, but deep inside, you're weary. That's why I'm asking you to stop, because your strength is not the solution, your plans are not the path, and your pressure is not your purpose. Look to me right now. I hold the answers that will not just satisfy your mind but will settle your spirit. I have seen the moments you kept hidden from others, the midnight worries, the private breakdowns, the thoughts you were too ashamed to admit even to yourself. And even in those moments, I was there, waiting patiently for you to look up. You see, when you look to me, you shift the atmosphere around your life. You invite heaven into the room. You welcome clarity into your confusion, comfort into your chaos, and peace into your panic. I know you're overwhelmed by decisions. I know you feel like time is slipping and you're falling behind. But I am outside of time, and with me nothing is wasted. Not a tear, not a second, not even your failures. So before you take another step, before you text that person, make that deal, give up on that dream, or walk away from that responsibility, look to me. Not because I demand it, but because I long to guide you. You were not created to walk blindly or to wander with uncertainty. You were made to walk in step with me, to see through my eyes, to understand with divine insight. Right now, I am extending my hand to you. Right now, I am closer than your next breath. I am non-distant or difficult to reach. You do not have to perform for me, impress me, or earn my attention. You already have it. You always have. I am not measuring your worth by your productivity. I'm not grading your value based on how much you've accomplished this year. I'm not like them. I'm not comparing you to anyone else. I know your heart. I know your scars. I know your quiet desire to live with meaning and joy. So come to me, now, just as you are. Don't dress up your pain. Don't filter your emotions. Bring me your mess. Bring me your questions. Bring me your broken pieces. I am not intimidated by the things you try to hide. In fact, those are the very things I came to heal. Look to me today, not tomorrow. Not later when it's convenient. Not once you feel more worthy or more ready. Right now, in this sacred moment, I'm calling you. Everything begins here. All the answers you've been seeking, all the clarity your soul is craving, all the purpose your heart has longed for, they begin by looking at me. When Peter walked on water, it wasn't his skill that kept him above the waves, it was his focus on me. And when he took his eyes off me, fear consumed him. But I didn't let him drown. I won't let you drown either. But I want you to stay above, not just survive. That's why I'm asking you to shift your attention. The world is loud, but I am gentle. The storm is strong, but I am greater. You've been looking at everything else. The bank account, the doctor's report, the rejection letter, the headlines, the timelines, but none of those things hold your future. I do. So before you move, pause. Breathe. Look at me. I have something to show you, something no one else can offer. Your answers don't come from the outside, they come from my presence. The direction you need is not somewhere far off. It's already inside you, waiting to be revealed when you align your heart with mine. So come closer, child. Fix your gaze on me. Let this be the moment where everything begins to change, because it will. The moment you truly look to me. I have watched you explore countless places, hoping something would brighten the shadows in your life. You've tried to chase meaning in the applause of people, hoping their approval would soothe your emptiness, only to be left feeling unseen and misunderstood. You've pursued happiness in temporary pleasures, only to find that they faded faster, and they arrived. I know how often you've reached for distraction, mistaking it for direction. You have wandered through philosophies, tried routines that promised peace, clung to relationships that made you feel needed, and searched through achievements for fulfillment. Still, your heart remains restless. But today, I invite you to pause all of that, not to shame your search, but to lovingly guide it back to the only source that truly satisfies. Let your vision settle on mine, not as a religious ritual, but as a divine reconnection to the one who shaped your spirit. When you fix your eyes on me, you aren't just adjusting your focus, you're stepping back into alignment with the very breath that sustains you. The radiance you've been longing for is not hidden from you. It has simply been waiting for you to turn toward it. My gaze does not expose to condemn, it exposes to heal. It doesn't glare with judgment, it shines with compassion. I do not peer at you from a distance hoping you get things right. I look at you with the warmth of a savior who walked into darkness just to bring you home. You don't have to strive to earn my attention, you already have it. The moment your heart even whispers in my direction, I am attentive. I know how hard you've tried to fix things, to stay strong, to put on a smile even when you're breaking inside. But you don't have to pretend here. I see you, and I love you right where you are. This isn't about what you've done, it's about what I'm ready to reveal. When you stop scanning the horizon for something or someone to pull you out and instead lift your eyes to me, your world starts to shift. You begin to see what I've been preparing behind the scenes. You realize that even the seasons that felt empty were part of a beautiful unfolding. I never left you, not for a moment. Even when you felt isolated, I was wrapping you in my grace, protecting you from things you didn't even know were threats. I was shielding your heart, softening the edges of your pain, and planting seeds of hope in the soil of your disappointment. So now, fix your gaze here. Let every other voice grow quiet. Let every comparison dissolve. Let every unworthy feeling lose its grip. I don't want your attention divided between me and what hurt you. I want your attention wholly resting in my love. I'm not asking you to close your eyes to reality. I'm asking you to see it through mine. Where you see lack, I see opportunity. Where you see delay, I see divine timing. Where you see brokenness, I see the perfect setting for my restoration. I don't need you to have all the answers. I simply want you to choose where to look. And when you choose me, you choose healing. You choose clarity. You choose joy that isn't shaken by circumstances. Look deeply into my eyes and you will discover the depth of your worth. Not because of what you've done, but because of who you are to me. You are my beloved, not an afterthought. Not a mistake, not a burden. You are the joy I endured the cross for. You are the one I will never abandon. So today, let it be different. Let this be the moment you stop running and start receiving. Let this be the day you stop searching for light and realize the light hath been standing before you all along. My eyes are on you, my heart is for you, and my arms are open wide. Will you finally look up and meet my gaze? You've been carrying so much, silently, bravely, behind the smile that convinces others everything is fine. But I know the truth you haven't said out loud. The sleepless nights, the conversations that replay endlessly in your mind, the weight that presses down on your chest when no one is around. I was there when your thoughts became too heavy to hold and the tears refused to stop even when you tried to stay strong. You didn't have to say a word. I read every unspoken plea and every shattered hope that you buried beneath your daily routines. I never missed a moment. Even the tears you wiped away quickly, thinking they didn't matter, mattered deeply to me. I treasure every one of them because they are pieces of your heart I long to restore. And now, my child, I ask you to let me whisper into that place that aches the most. You've heard so many voices, voices of guilt, fear, disappointment, doubt. But none of them carry the healing power that my voice brings. You don't need to keep trying to silence the noise by pretending it doesn't exist. Instead, invite me into it. I am not afraid of your rawness. I am not distant from your pain. In fact, I step into the middle of your storm, not to point out your weakness, but to surround you with my calm. This peace I offer is not shallow or temporary. It's not dependent on your circumstances changing. It's not earned by doing more or believing harder. It's a gift, freely given, and it flows from the place where you choose to trust me. Let me fill your inner world with stillness. Let me take your anxious thoughts and exchange them for quiet confidence. You've tried to handle it all, haven't you? You've tried to be everyone's strength, even while you were breaking inside. But now, I want you to come close and allow me to be your refuge. You were never meant to fight these battles alone. I saw the moments you wanted to give up but didn't. I noticed every time you encouraged someone else while feeling empty yourself. And now, I am speaking directly to that tired part of you, the one that hides behind distractions, the one that's afraid of collapsing if you stop pretending for even a moment. Let my peace enter you there, not the kind that's fragile or based on perfect timing, but the kind that stays even when the world around you doesn't make sense. I calm not just the storm outside, but the one within. Let me wrap my presence around your deepest sorrow. I am not asking you to explain everything. I already understand. I see past the masks, past the answers you give others, past the laughter that hides the wounds. I see you, all of you, and I still call you mine. You are not too much. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. I'm not disappointed in your weakness. I am drawn to it, because it gives me room to be your strength. Today, I ask you to stop rehearsing the past. Stop dreading what's ahead. Just sit with me, even if all you can do is cry. Even if your prayers feel silent or messy. I am not counting your words, I am holding your heart. And as you rest in me, I will begin to breathe wholeness into places you thought were permanently damaged. I will give you perspective that lifts you above the noise. I will anchor your emotions so you aren't tossed by every wave. I will cradle your weary soul in a peace that no storm can steal. So come, let your guard down. You are safe here. You are seen, not just as someone struggling, but as someone precious to me. I haven't stopped loving you for a second. I haven't changed my mind about you. I'm not watching from a distance. I am sitting with you in this very moment. Look to me now, and let me speak peace that surpasses anything this world could ever offer. You don't need to understand it fully, just receive it. And you'll begin to feel what your soul has been waiting for, the healing only I can bring. Child, I know the road ahead feels uncertain. It may seem like an endless stretch of obstacles, decisions you feel unqualified to make, and unknowns that cause your heart to race. But I want to remind you of something. You are not walking alone. The path may be unfamiliar, but I am already there ahead of you, clearing the way. You are looking at what's right in front of you. The mountain, the challenge, the fear, but I ask you to lift your eyes. You see, while you're focused on the impossibilities, I am moving in the unseen. I am preparing places for you that you can't yet see, weaving together a future that will be far greater than your mind can grasp. There is no need to fear, my child, because I am not sending you into the unknown without being right beside you every step of the way. I am ahead of you, and I will make a way where there seems to be no way. You may not always see the path clearly right now, but my hand is guiding you. My steps are your steps, and my heart is your compass. I will lead you to places of peace that surpass your understanding, even in the middle of what seems overwhelming. Do not worry about how it will all unfold. Do not fear what may come. The future is not something to dread. It is something to walk into with confidence, because the one who holds the future is walking with you. When the world screams uncertainty, I whisper security. When others speak defeat, I declare victory over your life. I will never lead you to a place where I will not also provide everything you need. I see every moment of uncertainty that weighs you down. Every time you've wondered if you're making the right decision or if you'll ever get to where you long to be. But I want to tell you something that will bring peace to your soul. The place I've prepared for you is already set in motion. You are not wandering without a purpose. I've ordered your steps long before you even knew where you were headed. Trust in this truth. I go before you. Your steps are safe in my guidance. Your journey is secure in my hands. And no matter how loud the voices around you get, the voice of the shepherd is louder, more reliable, and more certain. Let that voice lead you. Let that voice drown out the anxiety, the doubt, and the fear. You see, you are not expected to have all the answers. You are expected to trust in the one who does. When you walk into the unknown, you can walk with courage because I am right there with you. I've seen the paths you feared, and I've already conquered them. I've seen the challenges ahead, and I've already worked them out for your good. The burdens you carry, the weight of decisions, the pressure to perform, lay them at my feet. Trust that what is in front of you is not beyond my reach. I hold the keys to every door you'll walk through. You don't need to strive. You don't need to control everything. I am your protector, your provider, and your guide. Look ahead, not in fear but in expectation, knowing that I am already there. You will never be abandoned in the unknown. I will meet you at every turn, at every crossroads. When you can't see the way, I will be the light to show you. When you don't know what to say, my spirit will speak for you. When you feel weak, I will be your strength. I have gone before you, child, and where I am leading, there is no need to fear. You can walk forward, not in apprehension, but in confidence, because the one who holds the future is holding your hand right now. Do not let fear steal your peace today. Do not let the unknown overwhelm you. Trust in the one who goes ahead of you. With me, nothing is impossible, and with me you will always find your way. I know, my child, that there are moments when you feel like you can't carry another burden. The weight of the world presses down on your shoulders, and the responsibilities pile higher than you can ever seem to clear. You feel exhausted, drained, as if your energy is running out and your spirit is on the edge of breaking. In those moments, you might wonder how much longer you can endure, how much longer you can keep pretending you're fine, or how much more you can handle. But I want you to hear me, my beloved. You don't have to carry it all. You were never meant to. You are not alone in this journey. In those moments of weakness, when you feel that you cannot go on, I ask you to lift your eyes to me, because in my gaze, you will find the strength you're seeking. I have never asked you to go through life on your own. My love is a constant companion. My grace is a wellspring that never runs dry, and my power is available to you at every moment. When you feel weak, that's when my strength becomes most evident. You do not have to be strong enough on your own. You simply need to trust that I am strong enough for both of us. The world may try to tell you that you must always be self-sufficient, that you must always have it together, that you must always carry the load without faltering. But this is a lie, my child. You were created to rely on me, to lean on my everlasting arms, and to trust that I will never leave you. When your heart is heavy and your mind is weary, look to me, and I will fill you with strength that surpasses what you can understand. My power is made perfect in weakness. That's why your vulnerability is not a curse, but a doorway to my provision. I want you to understand something important today. Feeling weak is not a failure. It is a moment to surrender to me. When you acknowledge that you can't do it all, that's when I can do what you cannot. It's in your surrender that you give me permission to move in ways that will astound you. You may think that your strength is determined by how much you can handle, but true strength comes from trusting that I will handle what you cannot. I am the one who created the heavens and the earth, the one who conquered death, and the one who holds the universe together, and I am the same one who is right here with you, offering my strength. You don't have to push through the pain alone. You don't have to drag yourself forward in your own power. I will carry you when you are too tired to take another step. I will be your refuge when you feel like everything is crashing around you. You only need to look up, and I will breathe fresh life into your weary soul. Trust that I will strengthen you, not just to endure but to thrive, even in the midst of difficulty. When you lift your eyes to me, I will renew your spirit. I will give you a new perspective, one that sees beyond the limitations you've placed on yourself and begins to understand the infinite possibilities that are found in my grace. There is no fear, no doubt, no weight too heavy for my love to bear. You are not meant to be crushed by the weight of your circumstances. You are meant to rise above them, with me as your strength and your guide. So, when you feel overwhelmed, do not look inward for the strength that is lacking. Look to me, for I am the source of all power and the provider of every need. And when you do, you will find that in the depths of your weakness, my strength is enough to carry you through to victory. I will fill you with peace, with courage, and with the strength you need to face tomorrow. My child, when you feel weak, don't fear it. Come to me, look to me, and watch how I will fill you to overflowing with my power and my presence. My child, I see how you've been staring at the storm, your eyes locked on the waves that crash relentlessly against your life. The storm may have raged for so long that it has become all you can focus on. The howling winds of uncertainty, the crashing waves of fear, and the dark clouds of worry seem to block out everything else. I understand how overwhelming it must feel, how exhausting it must be to fight against the very elements that seem determined to pull you under. But today I want to shift your focus. I don't want you to stay there, paralyzed by the storm, gazing at what you cannot control. Instead, I ask you to look at me. I am the one who calms the storm. You've looked at the struggle for too long, my child. You stared into the darkness, trying to find your way, trying to figure out how to escape the thunderous chaos around you. But the longer you keep your gaze fixed on the storm, the more it has power over your heart. It pulls your thoughts into despair, drags your spirit into fear, and keeps your mind circling in confusion. You have become so accustomed to the storm that it feels like the only reality. But I want to remind you that I am greater than the storm. I created the storm, and I hold the power to calm it. The winds and waves obey my voice. When I speak, the very elements respond. And today, I am inviting you to take your eyes off the turmoil and turn them to the one who has the power to bring peace. I am not asking you to ignore the reality of the storm. That would not be wise. But I am asking you to choose where you focus. If you continue to stare at the storm, it will consume you. But if you lift your eyes to me, you will see that I am with you in the storm, and my peace is more powerful than anything the storm can bring. Look at me, my child. In my presence, the storm loses its power. I am the stillness in the midst of your chaos. I am the calm that stills the heart when everything around it is swirling. I know the storm feels impossible, that it feels like it will never end. You might be wondering if it will ever quiet, if the pain will ever stop, if the uncertainty will ever fade. But I assure you, my child, that just as the storm cannot last forever, neither can the pain. My love for you will endure far beyond any storm. And while the storm rages on, my peace will be the anchor that keeps you steady. I am not asking you to fix everything, nor am I expecting you to control the storm. What I am asking is that you look to me, because I am the one who calms it. I am the one who speaks peace into your heart, even when the circumstances haven't changed. When the winds howl and the waves threaten to overtake you, you don't have to fear. I am here. Look to me, and in my gaze, you will find a peace that transcends the storm. You will find the calm in your heart, even as the world around you continues to spin. The storm will pass, my child, but my love for you will never fade. No matter how fierce the wind or how high the waves, I will always be here with you. And when the storm has passed, you will find that my peace has sustained you. You will look back and see that though the storm was strong, my love was stronger. So, today, stop focusing on the storm. Lift your eyes to me. I am the one who calms the storm, and I will bring peace to your heart, no matter how fierce the battle feels. Trust me, my child. The storm will not define you. I will. My beloved child, I know how deeply it hurts when those you've depended on, those you've trusted with your heart, walk away. It feels like a part of you is ripped out, and the loneliness begins to echo in the empty spaces they once filled. It is not easy to experience abandonment, to feel the sting of being left behind by those you thought would always be there. And I know the thoughts that race through your mind, that maybe you weren't enough, that maybe you failed them in some way, that maybe you are undeserving of loyalty, of love, of care. But I want to remind you today, when others walk away, I remain. When the crowd disperses, I stay close. My eyes have never, and will never, leave you. I have seen the moments when you felt invisible, when no one noticed your tears, when you reached out in the silence only to be met with emptiness. I saw you when you thought no one cared enough to stay, when your heart ached for just one hand to hold, one voice to reassure you. But I want you to know, my child, that even in your darkest hours, when it felt like you were truly alone, I was right there. I never left. I have never forsaken you, even when others have. The world may disappoint you, people may let you down, but my love is unwavering. I never change. I see you. I hear your cries, and I understand the depths of your pain. You are never forgotten by me. Your heart, with all its scars, is precious to me. Every wound you've carried, every tear you've shed, has been known to me from the beginning. And even though others may not have stayed, I have remained, and I always will. My love is not conditional, and it is not based on anything you can do or not do. It is rooted in who I am, and that love will never falter. When you feel abandoned by the world, remember that my gaze is fixed on you. I have seen you through every struggle, every loss, every moment of doubt. When others have walked away, I have drawn near. I have gathered you in my arms and whispered my love, even when you couldn't hear it. You see, my presence is not determined by the closeness of others. I am near, always. And while people come and go, I remain constant. The moments you thought were too painful to face alone, I was there. When you had no strength to stand, I held you up. I have walked beside you through every storm, through every trial, through every lonely night. I understand the need for human connection, for love, for companionship, and I will provide you with those things in the right time. But know this, I am not just a temporary presence. I am forever. I will not abandon you. No matter how distant others may seem, I am closer than your next breath. And when you feel that sting of loneliness creeping in again, remember that I am here, my child. My eyes are always on you, and my love is always with you. You are not alone. Even when the world feels like it's turned its back on you, I am the one who stands beside you, watching over you with unfailing care. You are deeply loved, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. Your value is not defined by those who walk away, but by the one who stays, the one who has never left your side. Trust in this truth, my child. My gaze will never leave you. You are safe in my love. My child, I know that there have been seasons when your heart felt uncertain and your mind seemed clouded by confusion. Life often presents us with crossroads, and in those moments, it can be difficult to know which direction to take. You've asked yourself questions, tried to reason with your circumstances, and wrestled with doubts, trying to figure it all out. In your heart, there may have been moments of panic, wondering if you would ever find your way. Yet, even in those moments of inner turmoil, my love remained unwavering. You may not have been able to see it clearly through the haze of your emotions, but I have always been by your side, holding you in my embrace, steadying your heart. When you felt like your world was falling apart, I was right there, whispering peace into your soul, reminding you that you are not alone. I know how it feels to have your emotions run wild, how it feels to be pulled in so many different directions, unsure of where to turn. But today, I ask you to stop looking at the confusion and look to me. In the midst of all the noise, my voice is clear and steady. In the midst of all the uncertainty, my love remains firm. I have never been moved by your fears, your doubts, or your struggles. I am constant. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The world may shift, relationships may change, and circumstances may seem unstable, but my love for you is unshakable. You do not have to navigate this life by your own wisdom or understanding. You do not have to carry the weight of all the decisions on your own. My child, I am here. I am your guide. I will lead you through the fog of confusion. When you feel lost or unsure, look to me, and I will give you clarity. I will show you the way. And even when you don't have the answers, my peace will hold you. Even when your heart feels like it's in turmoil, my presence will be the calm that steadies your soul. Your emotions, as powerful as they are, do not have to dictate your peace. My love is a rock, unwavering and unchanging, and it is stronger than anything you feel. When the storms of life rage, you can trust that my love is the shelter that will protect you. You do not have to navigate confusion alone. Look to me and know that in my presence, you are safe. I understand your heart, every ache, every question, every uncertainty. I see it all, and I am not turned away by your vulnerability. You can bring your confusion, your questions, your worries, and lay them before me. In my arms, you will find the comfort you seek. I will give you the courage to face what lies ahead. So, my child, I ask you today to look away from your confusion and fix your eyes on me. Know that as you do, I will give you peace that surpasses understanding, peace that guards your heart and mind. You do not have to have all the answers right now. You do not need to know every step of the journey. You only need to know that I am with you, and my love for you is constant. I am here, always. When everything else feels uncertain, my love is the one thing you can count on. So, stop striving to figure it all out on your own. Come to me, and let my peace fill the spaces that confusion has occupied. Let my love restore the parts of your heart that feel lost. You are safe in my arms. I will never leave you nor forsake you. No matter how confused or overwhelmed you may feel, remember that I am your constant. Look to me, and know you are deeply loved, completely secure, and safe in my presence. My child, I know how often you look to others for validation, how deeply you long for approval and recognition. You have worked so hard to gain the approval of those around you, to meet their expectations, and to fit into their standards. But let me tell you this, the approval you seek from the world is fleeting and often conditional. It changes with the winds of opinion and is based on what others think of you in the moment. The world's applause is like a shadow, it fades as quickly as it comes. It's easy to lose yourself in this constant chase for validation, to believe that your worth is tied to how much others like you or what they think of your achievements. But today, I am inviting you to look beyond the shifting sands of worldly approval and anchor your identity in me, the one who created you, the one who calls you beloved. Your worth does not depend on others' opinions, my child. It is rooted in the eternal truth of who you are in my eyes. I have seen your heart. I know your true value, your deepest desires, your struggles and your strengths, and none of it is dependent on the applause of the world. I made you in my image, and you are precious to me, not because of what you do or what others think of you, but because of who you are, my beloved child. When the world praises you, it is a fleeting moment. When the world criticizes you, it is often without understanding. But my love for you is constant and unchanging. I see you as you truly are, beyond the judgments and labels others place on you. I see your heart, and I see the potential I have placed inside you. Your identity is not defined by the standards set by the world. It is defined by the truth that you are mine. When you are rooted in me, when your identity is anchored in my love, nothing can shake you. The winds of praise and criticism will blow, but they will not move you. You will stand firm, knowing that your worth is not based on what others think or say, but on what I say about you. You are my child, and that truth is unshakable. I have called you by name, and you are precious in my sight. You do not need the world's approval to be valuable. You are valuable because I have chosen you. So today, I ask you to stop measuring your worth by the standards of this world. Stop allowing the opinions of others to dictate how you see yourself. Instead, look to me and find your identity in the love I have for you. The world will never fully understand you, and that's okay. Your identity is not tied to their understanding or approval. It is anchored in my love, which is steadfast and never changing. You do not need to perform for anyone. You do not need to be someone you are not to gain love or respect. You are already loved, fully and completely, just as you are. In me, you are enough. In me, you are worthy. Let this truth sink deep into your heart. Your value is not found in the world's fleeting opinions, but in the eternal truth of who I say you are. When you stand in that truth, when you allow your identity to be shaped by my love alone, you will be free from the pressures of the world. You will no longer live to please others, but to honor the one who made you. You will find peace in knowing that you are enough, just as I created you to be. So today, my child, stop looking to the world for approval. Look to me. I am your creator. I am your savior. And I am the one who defines your worth. You are loved. You are enough. You are mine. My child, I see how hard you try to make sense of everything around you. You analyze every situation. You try to predict every outcome. And you tirelessly search for answers in a world that often offers only questions. You've placed immense pressure on yourself to have it all figured out, to understand every twist and turn, to control what you can't possibly control. You've been carrying the burden of uncertainty, trying to create a blueprint for your life when the future is not yours to map out. But I want to remind you today that you don't have to have everything figured out. I never expected you to. I did not create you to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. I did not give you the capacity to understand all the mysteries of life, but I did give you the ability to trust. I am not asking you to have all the answers. I'm not asking you to predict what will happen next or to figure out how to fix everything. I am asking you to trust me today. Trust that I have already seen the path you're walking, that I have already gone before you and prepared a way. Trust that my wisdom is greater than your understanding, and my plan is more beautiful than you can imagine. You don't need to carry the burden of knowing everything, my child. I will reveal to you what you need to know when the time is right. And in the meantime, I am asking you to trust me, not with your understanding, but with your heart. Trust that I am working in ways you cannot see. Trust that every step you take is guided by my hand, even when you cannot yet see the destination. The journey might not always make sense to you, but it makes perfect sense to me. I have a vision for your life that goes beyond your wildest dreams, but you have to trust me enough to follow, even when you don't understand. I know it can be hard to let go of control, especially when your heart is filled with worry and doubt. You want to make sure everything is aligned perfectly, to ensure that you're taking the right steps, but the truth is, you don't have to see the entire picture. I do. I hold the big picture in my hands, and I am shaping it in ways that you cannot even imagine. Trusting me means surrendering your need to have it all figured out. It means walking by faith, not by sight. It means releasing your need for certainty and embracing the peace that comes from knowing I have already gone ahead of you. I want you to know, my child, that you are not alone in this journey. You do not have to carry the weight of the unknown by yourself. I am walking with you, and my presence is the most reliable guide you will ever need. You do not need to figure it all out in one day, 1 week, or even 1 year. Take it one step at a time, trusting that I will show you the way. I will provide clarity when you need it, and I will give you the strength to endure when you feel weak. You don't have to have all the answers today. I am asking you to trust me today, right here, right now. Trust that I have a good plan for you, and even when things don't go as you expect, know that I am working behind the scenes for your good. You can rest in the knowledge that I am in control, and I am faithful to lead you. So today, I release you from the burden of having to know everything. You do not have to figure it all out. Just trust me with what's in front of you today. Trust that I am working in your life. Trust that I am shaping your future, even when you can't see the next step. Trust me, and I will lead you into the fullness of the life I've promised you. Amen.